you feel when you found out you had breast cancer? How did you feel when you found out a loved one had breast cancer? But you do know what it really comes down to. How did you get through it? And I'm here to talk to you about how breast cancer has been a part of my life, how it affected me, but most importantly, how I got through it. When I was 10 years old, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. Even though it was a mere quarter of an inch, she still needed surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, and Herceptin. 15 months of our lives. And this happened only 5 years after my father died. So that's just great. Now my brother and I were facing another parent with a major health problem. But after her treatments were over, Mom was doing great. She was happy, strong, and she won her battle. But unfortunately, as it turned out, she had not won her war. This past May, my mother was diagnosed with a recurrence. This time, it was all contained, meaning the cancer hadn't invaded other cells yet. But because it was the same breast, it meant that the right course of treatment would be a mastectomy. However, she chose to have a double mastectomy to lessen future risks. But this was nothing like what I've been through before. When I visited her in the hospital a few days after the surgery, she looked nothing like the mom I knew. I just didn't realize how tough the surgery would actually be. Her entire torso was completely different. The place where she rocked me as a little child utterly changed. Less than a week later, she came home and all of a sudden it was me taking care of her. Even though I knew in my heart and soul that she was going to be okay, my heart and soul also knew that she was in pain. And so was I. You see, I wasn't doing so well as a co-fighter. In fact, I pretty much believed I was failing at it entirely. I was complaining about everything practically all the time. I was moody, and not just because I'm a teenager. I was crying and having tantrums almost every day. Mom was handling it better than I was, and she was the one who was actually going through it directly. The recovery took about 6 weeks, but each day, she seemed to be getting better. And best of all, she was full of hope and confidence all the way. That was when I found my answer. This entire time, I kept on thinking about the negative. I forgot how blessed I was to even have my mom, this mom, in the first place. I forgot how lucky we were to even have this course of treatment at this day and age. And something else I realized is that maybe the reason this was happening to me was because I was born to fight this, to fight breast cancer, from afar, not directly in its path, but to help and heal the ones who are. But I'm not the only one. You can help too. Support today's warriors. Support those who will be warriors tomorrow. Support them with care. Support them with love. Support them by fundraising for Cancer the Cure and other opportunities supporting the Massachusetts Susan G. Komen. And never, ever give up hope. Not for your mother, daughter, or sister, father, son, or brother. And lastly, never give up on yourself. So, all in all, I will not give in, and neither should you.
For those of you that know me, I've been telling a few people, you heard her last year, just wait. There's nothing that I can say that will top what you just heard. Cancer does not happen in a vacuum. It's not just those of us, as Shira put it, facing it directly in its path. It's not just those of us that go through chemo, that go through radiation, lumpectomies, mastectomies. It affects the people we love the most in this world. You make the difference.
Yeah!
And joining us is my friend. I get to call her friend now. I get to call her friend now. Susan Mornick.
Yay!
Channel 5 news anchor woman.
Blah, 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 blah. If you don't know me by now, believe me, there's nothing she's going to say is going to introduce me better than me saying, I love you, I love each and every one of you, I love what we're doing here today.
Yeah!
Where is that beautiful daughter of yours? She disappeared. Oh my God, oh my God. That speech was out of this world speech. She wrote it from her heart. She wrote that. Nobody is a better spokeswoman than you, my dear. You did an amazing job. Can we hear it for her one more time, please?
Yay!
All right, I just have to ask you a couple of quick questions. Your mother doesn't know I'm going to do this. So, what's the best thing about your mother?
The best thing, even though she won't admit it, she is perfect in every way.
Wow. Sucking up big time. All right, so what's the worst thing about your mother?
Oh.
She doesn't know how to rest.
That's good. She is a awful workaholic.
For the right cause.
For the right cause, but she needs help with that.
And that's why we're here today. You're a doll, honey. Thank you.
Yay!
That is why we're here today. That's why I'm here today. I'm here today because I have met some amazing people who are involved in the Massachusetts chapter of the Susan G. Komen race for a cure. And that is what we are doing. Because you know what? We are going to beat this!